The zero-emission cars will come at a very reasonable price. A lot of people are banking on these new fuel-efficient vehicles. In fact, the U.S. Energy Department just handed out the first loans from a $25 billion program to develop these vehicles with fuel-saving technology.
The loans are supposed to help automakers meet the new fuel efficiency standards of at least 35 miles per gallon by 2020. But are Americans really ready to end their love affair with gas-guzzling SUVs and fully embrace energy-efficient cars? Joining us now on the phone is Ann Hammond, founder and CEO of Carlist.com. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Melissa.
We've had a lot of automakers here on CNBC recently, and they've told us that already Americans have gone back to buying less fuel-efficient cars as we saw the price of gasoline fall over the past year. Is this really the right time for the industry to be focusing on this and sort of telling Americans what kind of cars they should drive, given that the auto industry is in so much trouble?
Well, there's never going to be a right time to tell people what they should buy, but there should be a right time to have an energy policy in the United States.
I'm just curious, Ford's receiving nearly $6 billion to upgrade their factories in 5 Midwestern states. Nissan's going to use the cash to revamp plants in Tennessee, and Tesla is going to focus on electric drive powertrains in California. So you've got to start there. Should all of these automakers be really focusing on giving people what they want in terms of style and substance? But I don't know, why can't you turn SUVs into fuel-efficient vehicles?
Well, you can. In fact, Larry Kudlow from CNBC has a Cadillac Escalade. He has a Cadillac Escalade hybrid right now, but he owned the two-wheel drive Cadillac Escalade. It got 12 miles to the gallon. Now the Cadillac Escalade hybrid gets 20 miles to the gallon in the city. It's a 67% increase. If you take some of the mass, some of the weight out of that vehicle, it will the small cars will fare better if they get in a crash with such a big vehicle.
Yeah.
But the big vehicles will also have better miles per gallon because they have less weight in them.
Ann, I know Larry Kudlow well, and you are absolutely right. I mean, what he has is the holy grail of hybrids, of fuel-efficient cars, that you want a big car that gets good gas mileage. The thing with his car is, though, he got a great deal on it because it was at a time when people really weren't out buying cars. How do they make these cars cheaper to buy, the ones that people really want?
They are giving incentives right now. But people are actually going to have to realize that some of these cars are just not going to be as cheap as they used to be. People right now are saying $1,300 for a more fuel-efficient car that gets 3,500 miles to the gallon, and I just don't see where $1,300 is going to happen. Ford is saying that they're going to have an eco boost on almost all of their vehicles within the next couple of years. And if you just take the Ford Taurus right now that's coming out, the Ford Taurus gets 265 horsepower, and the Ford Taurus Show gets 365 horsepower, but they have the same miles per gallon pretty much. Yeah. One is costing $6,000 more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all about the price. Prices have got to go down, and fuel prices have to go up. Ann, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Got to drive a long time to make up $6,000, don't you, and save gas mileage. Yeah.
That's the problem right there. Well, that does it.